The GTA 6 leaks continue to accelerate online. In fact, at this point, as I was putting this video together, another leak dropped, which we'll talk about briefly here as we go through the video, because this is actually, it's funny, it's kind of advertising the game well for Rockstar at this point, but it looks like Rockstar and Take Two, go figure, not happy about this. In fact, they are starting to respond with the legal system, and it looks like trying to hunt this person down. But we'll go over all of that here today. So if you guys enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. So first off, there was this report that was put up over on Bloomberg from Jason Schreier that Rockstar rattled as Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks again. This following up on that 2022 Rockstar leak that happened, where it was very early as like alpha footage, pre-alpha even. It was super in development. Like you could see like lines and stuff pop up next to NPCs based on how they were reacting to some of the actions that the player was taking. And like it looked like most of the texture work wasn't there. But you know how it is with the internet. Some people just don't understand. And they're just like, wow, this game looks terrible. It's like, yeah, you're looking at wireframe almost. But with that in mind, after that leak got out there, they clamped down a bit on security, like remote work, other things. But they put in a lot of measures to try to strengthen security to avoid some of this stuff. And now they've been going through a week. I mean, it's the point now where their game is having, it seems like almost a little mini trailer, gameplay trailer released every day, in some cases multiple times throughout a day. And then it's linked to a cryptocurrency that is I mean, it continues to pump in terms of the market cap. I think it recently just hit $5 million in market cap, and it's people are following along with a certain wallet that is changing out tokens, and I mean, it's the seedy underbelly of the of crypto. So you can kind of put the piece together there. I don't recommend buying it, but you can follow along with it because it seems like many people are, since there's even like a list of things that they will leak out, this cyber leak group or person, based on where the market cap gets to. And they have an entire website where they're just dropping this stuff randomly as they go. But in this report from Jason Schreier, he does talk about how right now Take Two does not know who is leaking this. They're also trying to figure out how it got out there. And there are many theories right now. I think the leading theory is that it was a phishing or successful phishing attempt where a person was able to get login info and then be able to pull a build of the game that appears to be running on PC at this time. There was discussion that there was another group that had access to an Xbox dev build or dev kit. That turns out it seemed like that was just fabricated. Go figure, AI playing a major role in a lot of fakes going around online. But there is obviously a hit to morale within Rockstar, and it's not even necessarily just the executives who are like, "Oh my gosh, this is our cash cow is getting." Getting shown all over the internet right now before we're ready to officially show it in the best possible light. These be more so people who are watching this from, the developer rooms and hanging out like, man, you put this stuff together and it's just some random person attaching it to a cryptocurrency and showing it off. It's like, you'd like your work that you've probably spent years and years and years trying to put together to have that big moment, that big presentation. So yeah, there's a lot of developers at the bottom of Rockstar who are watching this, as well as the well-off executives. Okay, so with Rockstar employees feeling frustrated and exhausted, the question is, well, what do they do now? Like, what's the move? Well, since a lot of these leaks are getting thrown around online, they're also being shared within places like Discord. And it looks like right now we see Rockstar Take Two. They are issuing through the court system subpoenas to different companies. It seems like right now Discord and Microsoft are the two that it looks like have been subpoenaed for information. And at this time, Microsoft has responded. We have Scott Van Vliet right here, says, we are working closely with Take-Two and Rockstar Games to support efforts to protect creative works and intellectual property. Now, it says here the copyrighted materials includes, but is not limited to audio-visual content, artwork, images, dialogue, or other creative elements. Take-Two, through its counsel of record, has submitted a sworn declaration confirming that the purpose for which the DMCA subpoena is sought is to obtain the identity of an alleged infringer or infringers and that such information will only be used for the purpose of protecting Take Two's rights. How far exactly does that go? I mean, it's somewhat up to interpretation there, but all internal Microsoft business records and investigative records associated with Microsoft's internal investigation of the CyberLeak persona sufficient to identify the users, persons, and or entities associated with that persona. So this is obvious. What they are trying to figure out is, okay, what is the identity of this person? Where are they even in the world? And the eventual move is to find the person, arrest them, or I don't know, who knows who knows what they'll do at that point with the person. But yeah, I've mentioned this before. Take Two, they are very, very serious when it comes to the legal side of things. I mean, it's like them and Nintendo are at the top that I usually say, hey, I wouldn't mess with them too much. They will spend an enormous amount of money to try to track you down and press some kind of charges to you, right? So this CyberLeak group or person is continuing to push buttons to now there. So there was a leak that happened earlier today, and I saw it. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. It's like hypercar. It's another hypercar video. But during this video, they're driving around and they stop off at some convenience stores. And man, this is the thing. They're showing this game, and I'm like, okay, it people are surprised. They're like, it looks like Grand Theft Auto. It's like, I mean, it's called Grand Theft Auto 6. So it does look like, yes, a much more advanced version of Grand Theft Auto compared to GTA 5, which came out in 2013. Go figure. But Jason is driving around and comes across convenience stores and is robbing these different convenience stores. And even when he goes in to take the money, it's kind of like that Rockstar, like what we see with Red Dead Redemption 2, where there's like these fine little details, whether it's animations or in this case, when he was going through the till at the cash register, he takes money out of each section and you actually see it happen. And like, I was watching, I said, okay, yeah, that looks kind of like that Rockstar sort of attention to detail, which is cool. And then he just speeds off and there's a crash and slow motion. Okay. But the one that at the end of it, the CyberLeaks person that really got the internet going crazy, it walked up to a nightclub and it's like, yeah, if you get to a certain level with the market cap, yeah, well, I'll have an entire video that I release in the strip club, which for GTA, as you figure, has gone back decades now with that. That is a big part of the Grand Theft Auto lore or the world building are the strip clubs. So as this was happening, I noticed in terms of the market cap for this coin that they're throwing around, CyberLeaks coin, explodes immediately. I mean, it's this massive green bar as people are like, oh wow, they have a build of GTA 6 and they're dangling the GTA, the new age GTA strip club in front of us. Money pours in. So what ends up happening is, I'm not even kidding, like an hour ago, not even, they uploaded it to the website and now it's already making the rounds of this person walking around in the strip club. And here's the thing. People were concerned that Grand Theft Auto 6, that Rockstar would pull some punches or would be a little more tame, if you will. Not really. So they have a lot of innuendo, jokes, all kinds of stuff. But I mean, it's what you would expect for GTA in a strip club. And the person's walking around, gets the binoculars out, and is like walking directly up to some of the employees at the place. And it's really funny the way they notice they seem to notice him and is like, what are you doing? But the thing that was really interesting were like the animations of the different characters as they're walking around, whether it's the faces or the movements. Again, it's apparently this build's like a year old. I mean, it's some top tier stuff. So it's kind of the opposite effect of maybe what Rockstar Take Two would be concerned about, in that it would hurt the game before its big Netflix reveal. It kind of feels like the opposite of that right now, in that people are actually getting more excited seeing this stuff because the game looks good in an unofficial setting, like from what's being shown. So while we were still days away from this big Netflix premiere, some of the legwork's already being done by CyberLeak, which is I guess kind of ironic because they still have a list of demands on their website. And I mean, one of the demands is don't let people pre-order games digitally. But I do think people, like a day or two before, don't mind pre-ordering digitally because, okay, I just want to preload the thing. I guess it'd be more so before you show gameplay footage or even months out, which I don't really understand the idea of pre-ordering a digital game months out, but Some people may want to just put their money in and not have to worry about it when the game releases, I guess. It was obviously more necessary when physical copies were the only way and you had to at least secure your copy because it could legitimately sell out. But like most of the demands just seem to fall in line with like physical media stuff. And I think part of that's also playing into the emotions around that right now that are very heightened, and the fact that GTA 6 is a code in the box. But I will say the game looks fun from what's being shown, and I'm really curious to see how it looks when they do the big Netflix reveal, because that'll be the more official capacity where they have the game look as good as possible. But I'm also curious if Take Two is able to track this person down, or if they eventually just kind of disappear and that's that. Because I don't think it would end technically with the whole Netflix thing, because if they do have a build of the game and they're able to leak out more information that could get kind of spoiler territory, because at the end of the most recent clip in the strip club, it does go into an entire cutscene. So it's like, okay, how much of this build do they actually have? Since we've only seen Jason and not Lucia, is it up to a certain point, or do they only have a build that seems to cover Jason's story? If they do post a video of gameplay with Lucia, then it's like, oh wow, they might actually have the full game. Until that point, though, I'm wondering how much access they really have to GTA 6. But man, what a crazy week for Take Two and Rockstar, and it's only going to get crazier as they build up to that Netflix event, especially if this person is just still out and about dropping gameplay clip after gameplay clip for what's supposed to be the biggest release in gaming history come November. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below in the comments, with Take Two getting serious now, issuing subpoenas, trying to gather as much information for this cyber leak person. And let me know what you think about some of the gameplay clips that are getting out there, because a couple of them now are pretty funny. But I will admit the game is looking pretty good so far, just based on some of these washed out HDR looking gameplay clips that are probably from a build of a year ago. Oh, also, I did want to mention there seems to be a lot of misinformation that's flowing around, fake telegrams, fake Twitter accounts, and I will say there's a whole story that's going right now. It said this person was going to leak a build of the game, and I think that's a situation of the seed's been planted so that if a torrent shows up that appears legit, it could just be laced with malware and people will at least be inclined to download it. Do not download anything, obviously, because yeah, malware, but also you could end up legitimately in this in some kind of lawsuit years from now because you happen to have files that were getting thrown around on a torrent, even if it was legit. Also, it's like 120 gigabytes, and then you have to figure out how to make it work. It's a whole thing. But well, anyway, just want to make sure people out there be careful with this stuff in terms of hacking and malware and viruses, because that is going to be very prevalent in what is already a very shady situation. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.